Welcome to my channel Living Linux. In this video we're going to have a quick look at the March Debian update for the Lichee console. The interesting thing is that I haven't seen any announcement from Sipeed that they released these updates. So yeah, perhaps it's a good thing that you keep an eye on, in my case, the mega drives of Sipeed, where they release the images. And there's also some interesting behavior. So the thing is that during boot, it initially booted in portrait mode. They fixed it, so now it boots in, the screen boots in landscape mode, but you no longer see any output other than 4 penguins. But as long as you don't have any errors during boot, that's not really a problem. And I also noticed that the behavior on the screen of the Lichee console itself seems to be different than what you see on an external monitor as we have here. So usually I test WebGL Aquarium. So here we have Chromium. And on the screen of the Lichee console itself, I only got 1 frame per second. So I was wondering, like, is there something wrong with my Lichee console? Did I do anything wrong? And then later on I tested it with Firefox, and there I got around 12-13 frames per second. So yeah, I was thinking like, okay, perhaps there's something wrong with the Chromium build with this specific image. But now that I'm testing it on an external monitor, it seems to work a lot better. So here we go. So first we let it load. And now you can see with 500 fishes, we almost get 30 frames per second. So that is an improvement compared to the previous Debian image. But the problem is that you only see this improvement on an external monitor and not on the screen of the Lichee console itself. Well, to be honest, I haven't really tested if things have changed now that I've connected an external monitor, so perhaps when I switch back that it's also performing in the same way on the screen of the Lichee console itself. But so if you have a Lichee console and you think that the performance on the screen of the Lichee console itself is very poor, then try on an external monitor. So now that this has improved, let's see if YouTube is also performing better. Well, loading the YouTube website isn't very fast, but let's see. Yeah. So we're on 480p, AV1, 30 frames per second. And it looks like that once it is loaded, oh no, now we're seeing some more dropped frames, but I mean, without these stats for nerds, then probably you wouldn't notice any dropped frames. There is some screen tearing. So yeah, it's not a nice experience. So let's see what happens on Firefox. Firefox is not installed by default, but with a simple sudo apt install Firefox, you will get Firefox. And yeah, unfortunately, you don't even get half the performance compared to Chromium. So now we're going to test Big Buck Bunny on Firefox. So here it also takes quite a long time before it's fully loaded. So 480p on a 1080p screen, that is not a very nice experience. Oh wait, it was 720. And now it's switching back to 480p, 30 frames per second. So 480p, 30 frames per second. There's also still a little bit of screen tearing. And there's also still some frame drops. So compared to the previous image, you no longer get KiCAD in the image. I tried to install it, but I couldn't get it working. You also don't get the demo video. But yeah, I don't have the feeling that this image is very stable, so I'm not going to do much more testing. So yeah, here you can see that I try to load KiCAD. It does load to the first window, but as soon as you try to load a demo project, then you get a segmentation fault. I installed Crispy Doom, and when you have the game file for the original Doom, then Crispy Doom can load in the original game file, and And here you can see that we have Doom. But again, on the screen of the Lichee console itself, the performance was very poor. So I'm not really sure why there is a difference in behavior between the screen of the Lichee console itself and when you're on an external monitor. So as I said, you can get the images from a mega drive. So if you go to, for instance, if you have just the Lichee Pi itself, so just the single board computer, then you can go to the mega cloud storage. So that's here. And then you can see that they actually have an image, what looks like the 2nd of June. So if you have a Lichee console single board computer, you can try a new image. And since a Lichee Pi single board computer doesn't have its own screen, then you're always on an external monitor. So hopefully you do get the same performance as you can see on this screen, and you don't get any performance issues as I have on the screen of the Lichee console itself. So yeah, it seems that there's different mega drives. So let's see if I can. How did I get here? Yeah, I think I just. So yeah, here you can see the Lichee console and then images. No, I said Lichee console. Yeah, images. And then you can also have a link to a mega net disk. People in China probably prefer Baidu. And then you get over here. And as you can see, there is a directory for the Lichee Pi 4a, but there's only 11.1 megabytes in there, so that's definitely not a Debian image. So if you go to the Lichee console 4a, images, and here you can see the March image. So if you need help on writing the image to your Lichee console, I'll put a link to a video where I explain how to do that. Again, it would be nice when Sipeed actually announces, let's just say on Twitter, or I don't know which other social media they use, but that they announce their new images when they are available. And as I said also, that at least the March image for the Lichee console and the June image for the Lichee Pi single board computer, it looks like they left out things like Super Tux Kart, KiCAD, the 4K demo video. So before you upgrade and you want to try it on the new image, make sure you make a backup, because for now you always overwrite your image on the current disk, so you will lose all the data. So that is all for now, and I hope to see you again in my next video.